Hello, everyone. It is Saturday, November 26th. I hope everybody had a fantastic Thanksgiving with their family. I know I did. And for those service members who are out there, fighting for our freedoms, if you are not available to be with your families, you are greatly appreciated for the sacrifices that you make. So thank you very much for that. So I didn't do an actual video on Wednesday, obviously, you know that. But the big book that came out on Wednesday was Venom #1. Venom #1 came out, and it sold, at least here in Las Vegas, it sold very well, very quickly, and sold out. And it is already sold out through Diamond, so all the first prints are apparently gone from the reports that are coming out. I spoke to a couple of shops here in town. They didn't order it real big. A lot of places, I've spoken to some of my subscribers from across the country, and they all said the same thing. Our shop carried a few. They didn't carry a whole lot of them. It wasn't ordered very heavily. It's a really good book, though, and it sold real fast. One shop that I deal with, he ordered real heavy on it. He is real good at picking what's going to be hot. Excuse me. Picking what's going to be hot. He ordered 250 copies, 240 of which he said went out the very first day. But everybody else was pretty much sold out of that book. So I didn't look and see how it's doing on eBay. So again, Venom #1. If you have a opportunity to get a first print, get it, because it's going to be one of those second print, third print, fourth print books, kind of like the Batman Ninja Turtles, Deadpool, Spider-Man, that type of thing here. I think Venom has a big following. There is the rumor going around about a Venom Carnage movie, so that keeps people interested and excited about the character. Excuse me, I haven't been feeling real good lately, so just kind of bear with me on this. So I've been getting a lot of questions from subscribers asking me different questions about things. I thought, you know what, I'll do a video on some of the questions. And one of the questions I got was regarding qualified grades on comic books. Now, I am from the old school that I had never agreed with a qualified grade. I believe that the book is the grade based off of the condition of the book, whether it has a major defect, minor defects, or whatever. But you get these books that have a big defect, and you send them to CGC or CBCS, and they come back with these, qualified grade 8.5. But it's not an 8.5 because it has a split down the spine, it's got a pop staple, it's got a subscription crease. Even though the book looks nice, it still has the defects that take away from the actual grade of the book. And so I don't understand why a company would say, well, if it didn't have this defect, it would be a 9. So we're going to give you a label that says qualified 9.0. Okay. The problem with that is people who get these books and sell these books are trying to sell them for the 9.0, because not everybody out there understands the concept of what a qualified grade is. Qualified grade means that there is something seriously wrong with the book, and if it wasn't there, and they'll tell you what it is, detached staple, whatever, the book would have been a particular grade. So I researched it a lot online the last couple of days to try to get an understanding, because again, I don't agree with qualified grades, but I wanted to kind of see what the general consensus was from different companies, different comic book owners, different, whether it be Mile High or Metropolis, and I went on and just looked at all their different grading standards, and it kind of varied. So I found a book online, or a book that was used as an example, which was a Captain America 15-cent cover. I can't remember the issue number off the top of my head, but they had it qualified with a lower pop staple as an 8.5, and it was slabbed 8.5 qualified. Okay, so I have a book here that is a Chamber of Darkness #4. Of course, this is Barry Smith's first attempt at Conan as a tester, and so this is a pretty desirable book, and this is a beautiful book that has good color, nice clean backing. The only thing that's wrong with this book is right there, you can see it's got a popped lower staple that affects the cover and page number 1. Okay. So I looked at the rest of the book and I thought to myself, what would this book grade out at if it wasn't a pop staple? If it didn't have that major defect? And I said that book would be probably an 8.5. in my grading standards, because it is a beautiful book. Good color in the pages. Again, clean cover, no spine issues, corners look good, back is nice. So I feel very comfortable 8.5. A lot of people would say 9, maybe even 9.2, but it has the lower pop staples. So in my opinion, with all of this beauty on this book, the desire of the book, it is a 4.5 to a 5.0. So does that mean I sent it to CGC and it says qualified 8.5? Okay, it's not an 8.5. It's a 4.5, 5.0, and that's how I'm going to grade it out, and that's how it's going to go into my shop, and it's going to say, you know, a detached lower staple. It's not a loose staple, it's a detached staple. Loose means that it's still attached. That's another thing that people don't realize is that you see some of these people saying, you know, it's a loose staple, and then you look at it and the cover is detached. That's not a loose staple, that is a detached staple. Okay, that is detached. So, detached cover, not detached, but popped at the lower staple, affecting cover and page 1. The rest of the book is intact, doesn't affect the story or anything like that. So 4.5 to 5.0, I am very comfortable giving this book that grade with the explanation that it's a lower staple, but the book is still very desirable. It's a highly sought after book because of the, especially the Conan fans, because it is the actual first thing of Conan. So I would like you guys to answer that question for me in the comments. What do you think of that? Okay. Another question I got from a viewer from Canada, and he asked me my opinion on artists who use computers to digitally enhance their artwork as they send it in. So I kind of sent him a real quick message and basically said, look, he said, in this day and age, computers are the way it is, and the turnaround time for artwork to get books out is so fast. I've talked to tons of artists, you know, Chad Hardin, Jacob Bear, Michael Murat, and I've asked them questions about, you know, when you're doing a book, you know, Chad Hardin on Harley Quinn, and, you know, or, you know, Mendoza on Zombie Tramp, you basically have to go to computers right now to do some of the final touches because the book's got to be turned out so fast that they can't sit there and do the pencils and the pens and the, you know, to take their time to do that. I mean, the days of the Bernie Wrightsons and the Neil Adams doing beautiful pen work, beautiful, you know, pencils and pens, coloring to get that book, you know, to the publisher once a month. Those days are over. You know, you got these titles coming out every couple of weeks, and these artists are really busting their ass and not making no money on it. So I prefer the old school way. I mean, I think it would be nice if they were able to do that, but the reality is in this day and age, they can't do that. So, you know, I hope that answers your question, my friend, that, you know, I would like to see it more natural, you know, hand done, start to finish, but computers are where we're at right now. I still feel the same way about digital comics. I do not like digital comics. I want to actually hold the comic in my hand. So it's kind of the same thing, but you know, you can't blame the artist for doing that because they have to make their money. So again, I'm not wild about it, but it is what it is, and we have to understand that. So couple little shout outs here. I had a customer or a viewer and his wife. Stan Combs and his lovely wife came to the shop. They're in town visiting or just, you know, getting away from it all. Came in the shop. Great conversation. Really, really nice. You know, enjoyed the shop. He picked up some really nice books. Says he enjoyed the video him and his wife watch all the time. So hello there, Combs family. Thank you for coming out. And I do look forward to seeing you guys, you know, again, as soon as you're able to come back out again. Also had a viewer from London who sent me some messages through the Facebook page and great conversations. He picked up some really nice books at his local shop. It kind of gets harder. I mean, so kind of going off base a little bit on that. Thank you for the message, you know, over the big lake there. And, you know, I'm glad that, you know, you in London enjoy what I have to say. Again, a lot of things that I say, I just kind of rattled on this video a little bit. It was kind of a weird video, just trying to touch bases on things. But I enjoy doing these videos. I'm putting in a lot of hours of work, so I look so tired. I'm putting tons of hours at work trying to get the shop ready. for the opening. I had picked up a bunch of stuff for the opening of the shop, but since it looks like there's going to be a delay, all that stuff I picked up, I think I'm just going to put up for sale in the shop for Christmas and let people, you know, kind of have a feeding frenzy. And I know Jeremy, that's going to make you real happy. Jeremy's a local guy here who watches the videos. He's a good customer, good friend. And, you know, he's been waiting for me to put these books out. So, Jeremy, those books are going to come out. So, there. I know he's excited about that. So, I'll try to get another video. I want to do a movie video. I had a couple of ideas for some videos. You know, a Halloween video I want to do that I didn't get a chance to. But, you know, like my favorite 80s movies. That's the kind of time, 70s and 80s I grew up. So I want to try and get that done. A couple other quick books I picked up recently. Captain Marvel #3. Pretty solid. Picked up an Avengers 45. Not great condition, but just a nice book. Again, something else for the shop. And then I picked up a Captain Marvel #13. Again, nothing high grade, but, you know, high grade books are getting far and few between there. So, just a couple little quick books I got there. I will do a video as it relates. I know our viewer from Canada wanted to know about storing books and things, how I do it. Real quick, anything that is 25 cents or older, as far as a cover price, I use BCW silver Mylar comic book bags, and I use 2 BCW boards. Silver boards. I use 2 boards because it gives me a little bit more girth. I will do a video where I show where I'm doing that actually, where I put a book in, secure it, put the tape in, how to get the tape on without, and being able to take it on and off the book as many times as you want without having the risk of tearing the cover, which we have all done with a piece of tape. If you've collected a long period of time, you've all had that horrible feeling of a piece of tape catching a cover and ruining it. So, again, this was kind of a weird off-shot video. I want to get that qualified grade rant out there. Again, not like one of my normal videos. It's a little off kilter. I'm super tired. It's been a real long holiday weekend. So I hope you liked the video, and I'll get something else out there. Again, shout outs to the Combs family. Thank you very much. My good viewer in Canada, thank you. And London overseas, hey, keep them coming. But as always, if you didn't like the video, nothing I can do for you. Hope you guys have a great night.